And with this thing that is happening, it further weakens the chances of men allowing their wives or their female folks to possibly go to the National Assembly with regards to this issue of harassment, not allowing them, giving them equal opportunities and what have you. But then that is where the striking of the balance comes in with regards to constitution. It's just that the issue of National Assembly is not something that you do under appointment, so it's an elective position.
Right.
But then we have women of timber and caliber, women that have the capacity and that can perform, just like you use Natasha for example. Natasha in her constituency so far have this, shown capacity in terms of bringing it of democracy to their people more than the person that have been there before her. You understand? It's oftentimes proven that women can perform. But when it comes to gender equality, gender balance, it appears like they are being marginalized. This is where the rules, the orders need to take recognition of these lacunas and give some privileges to them.
Okay.
It is a matter of striking a balance. If maybe at the National Assembly they have say up to 60 standing committees, and you have fewer women in the assembly there. Let's say out of over 100, you are having like 5. Only means that whether they are the first timer or not, you should give them privilege that you are called to even the senior ones, so that their voice will be heard.
All right.
If you do something that you relegate them to the back, relegating them to the back means that there are much more to it, just like this revelation or allegation that is being made by Natasha.
Okay, but
if you have 5 women, just let me land. Okay. If you have 5 women or 3 or less in a sitting of over 100, and you want to promote this gender, you want to strike a balance, what leadership of National Assembly should have done is to bring those 5 women to the front seat. You see, whenever you go to any public gathering, you see that this respect for women folks is number 1 priority, so that they will not feel infringed upon or inferior to what they are doing. So if she was sitting somewhere that she's being visible, to contribute to some issues, and all of a sudden you are moving her to another place without even her consent, it doesn't tell good. It doesn't tell good on any ground you are looking at it. Yes, she may not be the only one that they have reshuffled the seat, but then whoever you are reshuffling the seat for, that moral ground that you notify the person is very, very fundamental in politics. It shouldn't be that you are acting as if the place belongs to you, is your personal property, is your personal venture that you can wake up at any time and do the way you like. No. You accord them that respect and give them reasons why you must move them.
Well, comrade, I'd like you to hold your thoughts. We'll take a quick break now. Apparently, you will be having a co-discussant on the show this morning, so we'll try to link up with him to get his 2 cents on this, and we'll revert to you in a bit. All right, this is Eagles Outlook Live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja, and the topic of discussion this morning is on the face-off between Senate President Akpabio and also Senator Natasha as to whether or not it is a case of gross misconduct or insubordination. I'll quickly hand down the studio numbers for you to call in to share your views. The numbers are 0907 353 0044 or 0908 766 8888. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number already on 0909 705 4450. Well, my second guest, I'm making efforts to link up with him now. He is Honorable Abdulrazak O. Maman. He's a spokesman, Say No to Violence in Egbira Land. He's a political analyst, advocate of good governance as well. Good morning to you, Honorable Abdulrazak Maman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning to you and all the listeners across the Nigeria or the world. Yes, good morning.
Right. The very topical issue we're looking at today, I'm sure you're already aware of it. While views and counter views have been trailing the carry on of Senator Natasha Akpabio. Others, I mean, some Nigerians are saying that there is great need for some sort of, probing into this strong allegations, and it should be in a very transparent, manner, such that it will be able to build, the trust and confidence of Nigerians, in our leaders. But for you, some are saying that the Senator Natasha Akpabio may have displayed, some level of insubordination, knowing also that there are Senate standing rules that speaks to, sitting arrangement in the Senate. But how did you receive all of this whole, development?
Once again, good morning, Nigerians, and first, it is unwholesome development that in the wake of the Nigerian current economic hardship, where a lot of policy are need to, implemented in order for things to get easier for people who are doing businesses or, livelihood of the Nigerians, that this is where we are. Distinguished Senator Natasha Akpabio or even the Senate presidents are both elected by the people.
Right.
Each of them represents a senatorial district of equal rights. Note, they are both elected to represent the people. Equal rights. Being Senate President, Chairman of Committee, Deputy Senate President, Principal Officer of the House is a privilege. Does not make you a superior to your colleague. So the word insubordination, is, when you say somebody is insubordinate, it means that it's superior, something is superior to you. You are not respecting the superiority. You are disrespecting the superiority. As far as the National Assembly is concerned, it is a house, a conglomerate of representative of constituency, people of equal value and respect. The issue of sitting arrangement, sexual harassment that have come up, it is very, very certain. It is disappointing that at this time, particular time of Nigeria, this is where we are. The distinguished Senator Natasha Akpabio has alleged, let an independent committee, an independent body is set up to investigate a law that is what you call assessment of legal system that time. You cannot be a judge in your own case. The Senate President should take aside. You cannot preside over a matter that you are being indicted of. He should set aside for an independent investigation to be done. Because why do I say so? Why is it very important right now for this matter should be investigated, and transparently? The level of women apathy in politics. For a woman to rise to her occasion and make her way to be voted or to gain the confidence of the people, to be voted to the National Chamber, only to see an attempt to silence her, to disrespect her, to malign her in the name of insubordination, no, it will not inspire, encourage the younger generation of female gender whose parents or whose society is intending that you have a leadership quality. As a parent, seeing what distinguished Senator Natasha Akpabio is passing through in National Assembly, you'll be restrained to keep your child, your girl child, at home.
But I'm sure, Honorable, I'm sure that you monitored the the views shared by Senator Reti Kingebe as well, and she was asked, I recall very clearly, that if this treatment is exclusive to Senator Natasha alone, and she said no, that, I mean, the sitting arrangement has been a tradition, I mean, over time in the Senate. So why is this case really special?
I think, from what I have read, across conventional media and social media, that what the right thing to be done will have been, Senate is not, even in schools, right? If you are here before, if you are sitting in a place, and this place is no longer allocated to you, there will be a prior communication.
All right. Okay.
In form of text message, in form of email, even in form of calls. Right now, the Nigerian court administers text message as an evidence. You can say to the single senator or colleague, by when this result is not at the point of, plenary.
Okay.
So it's an attempt to orchestrate, to make her, to see less of her. Yeah.
All right. I'll have you hold your thought, Honorable Abdulrazak Maman, spokesman, Say No to Violence in Egbira Land, political analyst, advocate of good governance. Thank you so much for spending part of your time with us on the show. All right, dear listener, the conversation is still ongoing, and not just here on radio, but across YouTube and Facebook. So you can join the conversation on these platforms, on YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja, on Facebook at Eagles FM Abuja. We're looking at the face-off between Senate President Godswill Akpabio and also Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Do you think it's a case of gross misconduct or insubordination? And then some Nigerians are saying that the Senate President should actually step aside, for thorough investigation to be conducted, and if he's not found wanting, good, and if it happens that he is actually guilty of these allegations, the law should actually take its course. But let's hear from you, really. What are your thoughts on this? The numbers to call this morning are still 0907 353 or 0908 766 8888. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 0909 705 4450. Please, when you call in, stay civil, avoid the use of vulgar or obscene language, and do well to turn down the volume of your radio set so we can hear ourselves very clearly. I'll quickly take on, some of the messages, but maybe I should take the calls first. Hello, good morning to you.
My name is Mr. Sulu. I'm calling from Mako.
All right, Al Hassan, please go ahead.
The first man, I forgot his name.
Comrade Gerald Okachi.
Yes, first man from Nigeria. Then the second man, please.
The second man is Honorable Abdulrazak Maman.
Okay, Honorable Abdulrazak. Honorable Abdulrazak has spoken well from every side as the case may be. The man. Oh, not political matter alone, not as just a government aspect alone, but the man talk even from the parenting aspect. The man talk as promoting gender equality. Is that the right one? Like the guy is second man. So I like the way he talks.
All right.
So as a former Senate President, as talked earlier, both parties, that is the former Senate President, Kola Saraki, the both parties is make themselves available for speaking.
All right.
That is actually the right way to go about.
Okay.
But if I am to comment to Comrade Gerald's speech, as he started talking, he was not fair to Natasha because he's already concluding on why Natasha made this kind of allegation. without looking at it critically from every angle as it's supposed to be. You see?
Okay.
Good job, guys. All right.
Thank you very much, Al Hassan, for your contribution. But of course, I will be linking up with Comrade Gerald in a bit to react to, your observations. All right, but keep the calls coming in on 0908-766-8888 or 0907-530044. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 0909 705-4450. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning to you.
Morning. My name is Honorable Edward from the phone.
Good to have you, Honorable.
Yes.
Right.
I did yeah. This is a topic that some of us should contribute mandatory because it is wrong. What Mr. President, the Senate President has done, it is wrong. And I want to use this opportunity to, to associate myself with our guests. They have all of them are spoken well. They have the interests of this country. In fact, they have. The Senate President has confessed. He confessed that no notice were given to that woman. If the notice was not given to us, the Senator is representing the entire Kogi Central. It is not about her. But the good people of Kogi Central. Why should you come to chamber and discover that your seat is no longer there? What did he expect the senator to do? And he also confessed that the senator, the management, national affairs management, did not do their work properly by training that woman because she came through the court. So why is this woman wrong? She's not wrong. And the Senate President, he only behaved like a father of the house. This thing would have been something that even on that day, this matter would have been down. Okay, now, he said woman should say, the woman, I agree, let the president, it's to step aside. I agree with our guest. Step aside. Step aside.
Okay.
He should step aside so that this judgment is listening. I think that woman, that is the spirit in her, that is, putting record check. Because look at the way she came to the National Assembly. It was a miracle.
All right.
So Mr. President should step aside about this judgment. He cannot be a judge in his own case. He also did the same thing to Saraki. Why is he complaining?
All right.
I am 14 years. I'm 14 years with the National Assembly. I know how it works. Maybe one day that woman will come and her office will be changed to another office. It is wrong.
Okay.
We are all here. They are all senators. All of them. That is not like our guests. They are all senators.
Right.
The difference is that he was elected as a Senate President. He is not Senate President. He will come back and sit on the same seat.
Okay, Honorable Edward, thank you so much for your contribution right there. But let us assume that Senator Natasha was not well informed, about the dealings of, the chamber or the Senate. But there's something called the rule book, right? Don't you think it would have been just okay to study the book, to really get sense of what is obtainable in the Senate? And for those who actually think that, this is just a case of history repeating itself, this is a case of dog eat dog. After all, the former Senate President Bukola Saraki and the present Senate President Akpabio had a similar face-off some years ago. Does that mean that these trends should be enabled because you did this to someone and then someone is now doing this to you in the future? Or we should be heavy on ensuring decorum, especially when it comes to institutions like this and how we conduct ourselves? Let's take this one. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is James calling from Jabu.
All right, good to have you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think your guests are being biased.
How do you mean?
Because your guests, my name is James calling from Jabu.
Okay. The both of them are being biased?
yes, the thought is not them that happened to them. Because, when it comes to something like this, I have to be careful. Don't just say because it's a woman, that she's being harassed of sexual harassment, whatever you call it. No. Don't just say because she's from your side, then you support her. Don't just say because you know her. No, that's not how they do things. When you are discussing something, you look at both sides. Okay, she has narrated her story. What of Akpabio? Akpabio is a human being for me. No human being is perfect. And I don't think there's nobody that's perfect that will tell me that I'm perfect, I cannot do such thing. Everybody makes mistakes.
Right.
So if Akpabio mistakenly approach her, maybe talk to her in the romance aspect, it doesn't mean that Akpabio has for sex or to be sleeping with her around. You understand me?
Okay.
And Celeste, they goes by rules. They have rules. And she was not the only person that her seat was changed. She was not the only person. So what of other person? I don't know, human being too. Was it because she believes she has a voice to talk, that she can stand in the chamber and talk with louder voice? Or for me, I thought because she believes, okay, as far as you are not being allowed me to talk on the floor of the Senate, I will not, implicate you. I will say something against you, even though Akpabio may not necessarily ask her for something. That the woman will decide, okay, let me implicate you as far as you say that you're not going to allow me to air my view on the chamber of the Senate. So I think that's the reason why this woman has been trying to go on about and accuse Akpabio of sexual harassment and that. For me, I do not believe the story. But let's take it the other side. Imagine now the woman would have maybe enjoyed the sexual harassment with Akpabio going abroad, going here and there, enjoy themselves. Who? You and I, we know better. We do not even have an idea of what is happening among them. But it came to such a way that she was not happy with the first person, but she now expressed her anger and let Nigeria hear about what is. If Akpabio to what implicate her, he would do by doing what? Maybe resigning and saying that, okay, you implicate me to this, how I'm going to do about it. I've been sleeping with you around, I've been taking you around. Did you think you not cause her marriage?
Well,
for marriage.
I mean, even her husband has come out to, defend her. And he's also stated that he's quite aware of how, her voice has been suppressed over time. But do you think Senator Natasha would come on national television to make strong claims, even when she's complicit? Do you think so?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
We're human beings.
All right.
We're human beings, yeah, I think so.
All right,
Yes.
Thank you very much, James. Thank you. Thank you
You're
very much
welcome.
for your contribution right there. Let's quickly take a look at the messages that we have on the WhatsApp portal, quite a number of them. Terkin Bihunda says, good morning, Efe. I greet your guest. I'm in Nasarawa State. I find it difficult to understand where your guest is standing on this issue. However, this issue should not be treated with levity, should not be swept under the carpet. Those appointed to carry out the investigation should be open. Sexual harassment allegation is a serious allegation against Akpabio. She should be allowed to present her evidence if she does have, any at all. Atarkin Bihundu there. Thank you for that message. And then Abbas reporting from Duse says, good morning, Omoefe and the guest. For me, I'm not surprised hearing these allegations against the Senate president, because when a man and a woman is fighting, the next thing you hear is sexual harassment. Knew it will resort to this sort of allegations. Having said this, these two were presumably friends who traveled together while Senator Natasha has time visited the Senate president. Okay. Furthermore, for a woman to be sexually harassed, 90% of cases, have actually shown that she must have made herself available. So let's let this matter be fully investigated. Okay, 90% of cases. I'm just wondering, the indices that you've put together to arrive at that conclusion that 90% of cases, or 90% cases of women that have been sexually harassed actually made themselves available. Thank you, regardless, Abbas, for that message. We have this one here. This is Israel. You didn't state your location, but he says, good morning, presenter. It will not be a bad thing if the law takes its course in Nigeria for once, thereby making the Senate President Godswill Akpabio to step down from the Senate. And reason being that while Senator Natasha Akpoti had raised allegations of making sexual advances towards her, he has not denied it. But the wife has actually come out to exonerate her husband, All him and the Senate leadership are doing is engaging her. He has not, engaging proxies to attack the Kogi senator. We Nigerians would not be swayed. As for Senator Ireti Kingibe, we the obedient residents of Abuja voted her into to represent a voice that is good for Nigeria. But even before she has already offered herself to be used from TV station to suppress justice. You really cannot say. She has become no. She's not representing what we believe in. We will. If she's the only witness to what happened in the chamber, she should also tell us all that Akpabio had told Natasha in their private meetings too. Mrs. Akpabio should focus on working on herself and stop. We stand with Senator Natasha. Israel, thank you so much for your message, but I just had to skip certain things that you actually, sent via message. All right. This one here, did you state your name? All right. This is Uche from Central Area. It says, good morning. Omoife, the issue of sexual harassment against Senator Akpabio is not new. Remember that a former managing director of NDDC who made a similar allegation against Senator Akpabio was said to have slapped him. So people shouldn't be surprised if the same allegation continue to reoccur. I think it's hard time that a thorough investigation is carried out to put a stop to these incessant, cases of, harassment. It should not be swept under the carpet, as always. Please. Uche from Central Area says, thank you for that message. And Lorenzo de Capinto from Kubwa. Okay, he sent a message. He says, good morning. My sister, good morning to you. It is terrible, the situation of the National Assembly. These are people claiming to represent us. The state of Kogi as a state is very poor. I feel ashamed of myself to note that I'm from the state. We have a steel company that refused to work because we have leaders that won't let it work. She has pushed for this but swept under the carpet. Nigeria is in a terrible mess because they misuse the office for something they ought not to. This matter should be thoroughly investigated. Whoever is wrong in this matter should be dealt with. Lorenzo de Capinto, he went for that to say all women are not the same. If she actually was approached and she refuted, give her kudos. They are women of integrity. God bless you. Lorenzo, thank you so much for that message. I do not think we can take more calls because of time. So I'm just going to quickly, link up with my guest. I think one of them would do, Comrade Gerard Okachi, to react to all of the observations or concerns that family members have actually raised on the show this morning. Just to remind you also that the conversation continues on Facebook and YouTube. So you might just want to go have a playback and also leave a comment if you like. Hello and good morning, Comrade. Thank you so much for staying with us.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Thank you so much for staying with us, Comrade.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay, yes, I have listened attentively and very, very detailed with regards to contributions for and against. And I must just say that just like the law said that he that alleges must be able to prove. You understand? And he that goes to equity must go with clean hands. But then it's important we take note that issues of sexual harassment, antecedents is admissible in law when it comes to sexual harassment, especially if you look at the VAP Act, Violence Against Person Provisions Act, Section 15. Now, you talk about issues of false allegation. In the case, maybe what Senator Natasha is, levying against the Senate President turns out to be false. Maybe there are no sufficient evidences, to prove that. Section 373 and Section 375 of the Criminal Code talks about it. It talks about perjury, and it carries up to 14 years imprisonment under our laws, giving false information to public authority. Even penal code, also carries that. Then there are also civil consequences that can lead to award of damages and what have you, or countersuit. Then you look at the social and political consequences. It will make Senator Natasha to lose credibility, public backlash, legal retaliation, and so many other things that gone with it. Then you look at workplace institutional consequences, which may lead to termination of place or maybe disciplinary actions for misconduct and what have you. So these are some of the things that are behind this. If peradventure it happened that she's raising a false alarm
right
against the Senate president. But then, if the alarm is anything to go by, because from what she's saying, she said that she has their charts.
Right.
She has evidences to prove.
I think she already called on the DSS and the NIA also to prevail on this.
Yes.
And
yes, to check into their conversations and what have you. So if all of this is anything to go by, honestly speaking, it does not tell good for Senator Akpabio. You understand? It's a big scandal. You understand? So I think the best way to handle such a thing is possibly what the husband, the High Chief of Salema, that is the husband
Salema
of
Kingdom, yes,
Senator Natasha, has done, which is very mature in my own view. Let's then see how they can resolve this out of the public view. You understand?
Okay.
All parties to order, yes. Mistake is there as humans, and the offenses are there as humans. That is why they say you can offend, but the forgiveness is divine. Let them find a way to resolve issues, and let it be a lesson curve for all parties, especially Senate president who is leading the National Assembly.
All right.
He should be leading from the front with issues of tolerance that we have seen that he's struggling with. Issues of patience we have seen with him struggling with, because it appears like the winner takes it all political system we have in Nigeria. Let's look at if you win an election, you become lord over others. Others cannot speak where you speak.
All right.
You understand?
All right.
Tolerance should be the key.
Right.
Forgiveness should be divine in this approach. So let them devise means to handle all of these issues. The idea of trying to suspend Natasha should be decision. It should be closed. It should not even be heard of. They should stop that and then see how they can convince Natasha and the co. Everybody that is threatening lawsuits or even that have gone to court, they find a way to withdraw it and resolve amicably and see that the rights of women are protected at the chambers.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Comrade Gerard Okachi. We indeed, our fingers are crossed. We're hoping to see how things would actually pan out, even in the days to come. But somehow it's beginning to look like this a public, outburst from Senator Natasha, could bring about some sort of cultural shift in Nigeria and maybe bring some sort of support for survivors of, sexual harassment and what have you. But thank you so much for sharing your thought with us, Comrade Gerard Okachi, a rights activist and public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Right. And also to my second guest, Honorable Abdul Razak O. Maman, who's a spokesman, Say No to Violence in Egbira Land, political analyst, and also advocate of good governance. Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your thought with us on the show this morning. And to family members, those who called in to share their thoughts, those who sent in messages, I'd like to state very clearly that the views expressed on the show this morning by the guests, the contributors, were not influenced by Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. My name is Omoife Peace Osemere. I'll be back with the business news. Good morning.